This is Joyce Tice. We're at the History Center on Main Street in Mansfield. It's April of 2016, and we're talking to James Besek. James is a student at Mansfield University doing his student teaching now, a history major, and he spent a year and a half with us as a work-study student. So I've asked James to tell us a little bit about his work-study experience at the History Center. What did you do while you were here, James?
I got to do a lot of things. I got to work with obituaries and catalog those. I got to work with Mansfield newspapers for basically the entire Mansfield Advertiser collection. I got to work with those. I cataloged hundreds of photos from various areas of Mansfield history. And I also got to catalog a menu collection as well. And so I got to do various things. And I also got to take part in the 1890s Festival with helping to set up and take down for the History Center. And I also worked in the History Center tent as well. And that was a lot of fun. So it's just a few of the things that I did.
How did it change your understanding of history, or did it?
Well, the town I come from is more of like a suburb town. It's not as small as Mansfield. So I think when I came in, I originally had taken for granted how much history there is in small towns. So working at the History Center, I got to see like how much history there is in a town like this, and it really took me by surprise. It's incredible to see all the things that can happen in such a small town, and I think it's often overlooked by a lot of people.
Great. How do you think it will affect your career as a historian and a history teacher?
Well, I got to learn several things. I got to learn different programs that I can use, and I use here. I can also use for teaching, and knowing how in-depth history is in small towns. I mean, you can see like several. You can like studying history. You can study like several small areas, and knowing that there's so much in-depth to look into, you know there's no shortage of history no matter what subject you're looking in. So just having a determination to keep looking, knowing that there's stuff there, shows that I can keep looking into detail and finding more and more to study, and then I can use that to teach as well. And I was able to learn several new computer programs and learn how to use those. I was able to write an article for the Penny Saver newspaper. That helped me to develop a lot, and I also got to develop my writing skills. I got to develop my critical thinking skills. I got to develop other skills. I was able to improve a lot working here at the History Center that will help me in my career.
Would you recommend this to other history students or even other non-history students?
I would recommend this to everybody. It's a great experience to be able to, as a history major, it's great to come in and see everything that is here and to be able to take part in it as the History Center grows. I was able to grow as well, and I really enjoyed that feeling and that sense of accomplishment when you get something done. It's really nice. And for not being a history major, it's great to get outside of the box and to see everything that's involved in a small town, because like I said earlier, I believe it's often overlooked.
What particular problems did you have that you had to overcome or didn't overcome?
Well, I know working with the newspapers, that was a little bit, I'll say, tedious at times, to put it mildly. But again, the whole sense of accomplishment. I mean, once I got it done, I felt great about it, and because there was so much to it. But once I got it done, it felt great. And I know the walk down on some days was a bit of a pain. But
right. The walk down wasn't as bad as the walk up. At least it was downhill.
The walk up was always worse.
Now, one of the things that I remember you had problem with is that you and the rest of people your age don't all read cursive handwriting very well. And do you think it's important as a history major to learn more about cursive?
Well, as a history major, even everybody really, because I mean you're always going to have to either like write in cursive at some point. I know I went to take a certification test for education, and they had me write in cursive a paragraph that they had typed out. And like half these letters I'm looking at, I don't know how to write these in cursive anymore. It's been so long. So I mean, you're going to have times where you're going to have to use it, obviously signatures and things like that. But I mean, look, for historians looking at historical documents, I mean, there's so many documents And that's another thing I've learned at the History Center, how many documents. There's a huge volume of documents written in cursive. And I struggled with that. And I still do. I've gotten better over time, but I've had to ask Joyce less and less as time went on. But I did struggle with that quite a lot. And my struggles have continued, but it is important to know for sure.
Well, the work that you did here for us is a very valuable foundation for a lot of what we're going to be able to do from now on. With the newspapers, having access to those is just really critical to our continual learning about the people and events in Mansfield. So your contribution was immense. And, we consider it a great gift that we had you here. So we're going to sign off now, but is there anything you'd like to say in parting?
I would just like to say that if you're going to come here and work at the History Center, I think it's a great decision. Joyce, I feel, is a great boss, very easy to get along with, very flexible. She's a great person to work for. Everybody else who works here, the other volunteers, they're all incredibly nice people, very welcoming. And I had a great time here. I loved it. I loved the sense of accomplishment working here. And I developed a lot as a professional and just in general here. And so I recommend working at the History Center.
Great. Thank you, James.